This is Midrash Tanchuma Parshat Ki Tisa, entitled When Good Things Emerge from Bad Things. Wanted to just zero in on another beautiful point that the Midrash made. The Midrash is very sensitive to language, and when Hashem first informs Moshe about the sin of the golden calf, the Chet Egel, Hashem says Lech Reid. The Midrash says, Lech Reid is a personal lowering of status, almost putting Avdil. It says that Midrash says he put Moshe he was actually put in a nidoi, right? He was excommunicated. So what is it going on here? Lech Reid. The Midrash picks up on the same language is used with Yehuda when he left his brothers and his home. Vayere Yehuda me'achav. So what's going on in both cases? Two things. Number one, there was a personal challenge. And number two, there was a great gain that came from this adversity. You could almost say that when good things emerge from bad things. So let's analyze both cases. In the case of Moshe, of course, he was tested because God eventually offered him to be the head of a new nation of Israel. Instead of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, everything would come from Moshe. And of course, Moshe rejected that. He was loyal to the Jewish people, and he said, "Macheni mi sifrecha." If you're not going to forgive them, erase me from your book. So that was a personal struggle and a personal triumph. But what came from that? The Mishkan. From this Chet Egel came the Mishkan, a place where Hashem could dwell within, in the midst of the Jewish people. An amazing thing. So much of the Torah is taken up with the details, Vayakel Pakude, about the Mishkan. Now let's take the case of Yehuda. Very interesting. The brothers, at first, of course, wanted to kill Yosef. And Yehuda ostensibly saved Yosef's life by suggesting that they sell him. Not such a pleasant thing, but at least they weren't killing their brother. But what happened was, as they dipped his coat of many colors, pasim, in the blood, and they sent it to their father and asked, "Do you know who this is?" And they expected, of course, grief from their father. That their father would be grieving because that's his son, his favorite son. But the grieving never ended. And after a while, they realized he was inconsolable. And the brothers came to realize something. They said to Yehuda, we followed you. You were our impromptu leader. Anything you said, we would have done. Even though we wanted to kill him, if you had said to us, leave him alone, let him go, he's our brother, we would have let him go. So we blame you for Mechirat Yosef, because you were our leader and we followed your advice. It seems that there was so much shame and pain from this conclusion of the brothers. That's why Yehuda left. He left the home and he went off on his own. And of course, once again, just like with Moshe, he was faced with an amazing personal, test, you could say. What was that? If you remember the story, that his two sons died, and the widow, Tamar, wanted to join the family, and he told her to wait in mourning, and he never had the intention of him ever giving his third son to Tamar to marry, so she dressed up as a prostitute, and she got pregnant, and then she was going to be put to death, and she sent a private message to Yehuda saying, "You are the father of this child." Now, Yehuda could have got away with that. It was in front of the whole town. But he made an amazing statement. Sadka mimenu, you are more righteous than me. And with that, he regained his status as the head of the family, and all the kings of Yehuda and the Melech HaMashiach would all come from Yehuda. So here you have, just like with the case of Moshe, a personal test and a personal triumph. But something else also came along with it. Just like in the first story, you had something amazing benefit, which is they got the Mishkan. From the sin of the golden calf came the Mishkan, a place where they see God's presence. Here too, it's very interesting. The Midrash says that what came from the sale of Yosef, that terrible tragedy, was saving the world from famine. Because of course Yosef advised Paro to store away the food during the good years so they'll have food enough for the bad years. And he fed the world, and he saved the world from starvation. And the Midrash says, wow, look, if you see the gains from a sin, imagine what the reward is from doing the right thing. So beautiful little Medrash, another piece of Ki Tisa. Have a great Shabbos.